Deep in the Ozarks, Blanchard Springs is where underground wonder meets wild natural beauty. From the massive caverns below the crystal clear spring above, this place is full of surprises. We are checking out the swinging bridge, Gunner Pool, and exploring one of the most stunning cave systems in the South. Blanchard Springs Hiking Trail. This trail, in my humble opinion, leads to one of the most peaceful places in the Ozarks, Blanchard Springs. It's located in the side of a sandstone cliff, and the spring flows out of the rock with crystal clarity normally. Let me add here that we visited after some pretty hard rains, so the water is flowing a lot quicker and not as clear as usual. Long before tourists came with cameras and hiking shoes, this valley was home to Native American tribes and later 19th century pioneers. After the Civil War, a Kentucky veteran named John Blanchard settled here and built a water-powered grist mill using the same spring that now draws thousands of visitors each year. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, the Civilian Conservation Corps arrived. They left behind stone bridges, a sturdy dam, and rustic shelters, which are still standing today. And I don't really know if I would call this a hiking trail per se. It's really a sidewalk through nature, so if you're looking for an easy level walk to see some beautiful falls, this is the one for you. The U.S. Forest Service maintains these trails today, ensuring that this corner of Arkansas stays wild yet welcoming. Over time, the spring has carved new channels through the layers of sandstone, slowly shifting lower down the hillside. Nearby is Mirror Lake and the remains of Blanchard's grist mill, which we will get to in just a little bit. For now, take a walk with us and listen to the calming sound of the water. We spotted this old, cool carved stone, and it says Half Mile Cave has an arrow and mentions a registry shelter. While doing some research, I found out that early explorers referred to Blanchard Springs Cavern as Half Mile Cave, named after a natural entrance that is no longer in use today. In the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps and later scouting groups used ladders and ropes to descend the vertical shaft to enter the caverns at Half Mile entrance. Some even signed a registry before making the journey down. Hence the mention of a registry on this stone. Just a cool piece of history and a super cool random find. Real or fake?
I'm gonna guess fake.
Will it? They saved it. I don't know. Real or fake?
Either way, it's a pretty cool little Easter egg.
It is a pretty cool little Easter egg. It's a pretty cool little find right next to the...
We have since discovered that whenever they poured these, they put prints of all native animals in here. Like this is raccoon prints. And the next one up there has leaves. And deer prints up farther. I don't know what those are, but those are prints of something.
with the leaves.
And that's going to be the deer print.
And so all these little individual places along the trail have these little Easter eggs you can find in them. Mirror Lake is not very mirrored today. Oh, but that's beautiful. Definitely rolling today. There's a lot of rain. The mill was first built in the 1880s by John H. Blanchard. After his death, Steve Mitchell took over the mill and used it to grind corn and gin cotton until 1928. As we step into Blanchard Springs Caverns, we enter a hidden world shaped over hundreds of millions of years. The limestone here formed in an ancient sea, then uplifted into the Ozark Plateau. Acidic water slowly carved vast underground passages, creating the stunning formations and expansive chambers we visit today. Known long ago as Half Mile Cave, early explorers used ropes and ladders to descend a 75-foot vertical shaft. In the 1950s and 60s, spelunkers mapped miles of passages, uncovering underground rivers and incredible formations, such as the Cathedral Room. The Cathedral Room is one of the largest rooms in the caverns, and it spans 587 feet long, 220 feet wide, and over 100 feet tall. The caverns are considered alive, and that means that formations are still growing today. Thanks to the early spelunkers mapping, the Forest Service further developed the caverns for visitors, opening the Dripstone Trail, which is the one we're on, in 1973. Today, over 3 million people have passed through the caverns. But Blanchard Springs is more than just rock and water. It's a delicate ecosystem that is home to several species that are endemic, and that means that they are found nowhere else in the world. The most notable include the Ozark blind salamander, the Abernathy spring isopod, and the mountain cave amphipod. The caverns also support a diverse range of other cave-adapted species, including crickets and various other insects. Among its famous residents are the northern long-eared bat, which was federally listed due to white nose syndrome. I'll get into that in just a little bit. What federally listed in this case means it has officially been added to the endangered species list. And for the northern long-eared bat, that means that it is likely to become endangered for the risk of extinction in the near future. During the winter, parts of the cave protect the bat's hibernation and can house hundreds of thousands of bats. The constant temperature and humidity are ideal for bat life. White nose syndrome is a fungal disease that grows on hibernating bats. Without getting too in-depth on the scientific part of it, it disrupts hibernation and it causes the bats to wake up often and deplete their fat stores. And it's important to protect our little flying friends. Remember, they eat thousands of insects each night, their droppings support unique cave ecosystems, and their decline can have ripple effects on public health, agriculture, and biodiversity. The dam at Gunner Pool was built in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps, which is also known as the CCC. It was built to impound a small pond, which is now known as Gunner Pool, and its construction used local stone and helped stabilize the shoreline and support the surrounding campground infrastructure. Gunner Pool Recreational Area sits on North Sylamore Creek, and it is part of the Sylamore Creek Wildlife Management Area, offering campers plenty of space with shaded spots and modern restrooms. RVs are welcome, but take note, there are no hookups or Wi-Fi. This is boondocking. There are picnic tables and grills provided, and there is easy access to the river and hiking trails. That is a cool camping spot.
This is a cool spot. It'd be dry camping, but man, we'd have a great time out here.
They do allow RVs, and this is your view. The waterfall's right down there, and it's Gunner Pool.
There's a shack right there for swimming. Look at that.
The Syllamore Swinging Bridge in the Mountain View area is an iconic structure crossing South Sylamore Creek in the Ozark National Forest. Built in 1914 by the U.S. Forest Service and local settlers as part of the Big Flat Sylamore Creek Road, which was the region's first through route in this rugged and remote terrain. It's constructed with local stone anchors and towers and heavy-duty steel cables weighing in at an impressive 4,100 pounds, approximately. The supplies were hauled in by wagons and trains. The bridge was rebuilt in 1945 to meet highway standards, and then after it was devastated by a flash flood in 1982. It also underwent a massive renovation in 2015 to replace all wooden decking and reinforce the structure. Today, it is only one of two wire cable suspension bridges in Arkansas that is still open to vehicle traffic. Having said that, it is only one lane. The bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1999 and is a huge tourist draw for the area, along with Ozark Folk Center and Blanchard Springs Caverns. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. Make sure to subscribe to see where we end up next.